Greetings, humanity. Welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is the finale of our short campaign of Void's End. It is a spacefaring neo-noir tale using an amalgam of a few different tabletop game systems. We've been using Dirty Secrets by Seth Ben-Ezra for the structure of our investigation. We used Jason Morningstar's Durance to help create our location, and because we're playing online, we're borrowing from In a Wicked Age by Vincent Baker for our conflicts. And so it's sort of a mashup system of all three of those that we're kind of using for this game. It's basically we have a situation where there's this inverts the usual way things go. We have a single investigator going through a story, and all of us are basically are throwing noir tropes at her as we go. As rotating authorities. And let's go ahead and say hi to everyone. And the question today, we're going to find out who they are and what their favorite detective or investigator character is from anything, any type of fiction or video games or basically anything at all, ever, in the history of that which has been produced. Or just one you like, or just one you don't hate. And we will start today once again with Alyssa. Hello.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. I am your friendly virtual spinner of yarns and teller of tall tales. My pronouns are she, her, and my favorite detective, this was an easy one to answer, it's Karen Murphy from the Dresden Files. I'm also a fan of the TV version of her, Connie Murphy.
Oh yeah,
she's okay.
I didn't realize they changed the name. I forgot that they changed the name of the character.
Yeah,
we try not to remember the
TV.
TV.
Latina actress, so it was Constanza instead of Karen.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. It does make sense. Cool. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen that.
Yeah, that was easy for me to answer.
Very cool. And now we will head over to Lloyd. Hello.
Hi everyone, it's me Lloyd. As always, I'm just here, don't mind me, living my best life, all that jazz. And my favorite detective is an odd one, so bear with. It is going to be easily Harry Lockhart from the movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. A thief who tries to make it in Hollywood, even though he got in there by luck, ends up investigating a case and essentially playing out a full-on detective novel by bumbling through the case all the way down to the final shootout, where from out of nowhere, as you do in detective novels, he just instantly somehow makes it through alive and no one knows how. And it is possibly one of the best noir movies Hollywood has ever produced, without being the best noir movie that Hollywood has ever produced, because barely anyone watched it, and it's such a shame.
This is true. It's one of those movies that I keep thinking that I've seen, and I keep finding out that I haven't. It's I've got to get back around to that and check to see if I've seen it. Basically, I need to watch it again to see if I've seen it before. But now let us head over to Darcy. Hello.
I think my favorite detective, I mean, aside from being basic and saying like Sherlock Holmes, it's actually Data from Star Trek in an episode where he gets trapped in the Hollow novel and he has to be Sherlock Holmes. And I think his brand of kind of like logical android kind of rationality with his own kind of brand of emotion, trying to play a Sherlock Holmes thing, I think it's kind of like my favorite iteration of like mystery and solving a crime. I just thought it was interesting premise from the same old.
That makes a lot of sense. No, that I remember that, and that it was a neat thing, especially what they ended up doing with Moriarty and that whole continuity. But
yeah, that was phenomenal, really
awesome. And now we will head over to our investigator, Casa. Hello.
Yeah,
I'm Casa. I'm also having fun, and the detective that came into mind was probably Veronica Mars. It was just something I watched a lot of. Like, it was just on TV, and recently they came out with a new movie, and it was all right. But I thought it was cute. She's cute. Yeah.
I remember when they were doing the Kickstarter for that. That's when it came to my attention. I still haven't had a chance to sit down and see it, but it is on my list. I do eventually want to look at it because I have heard it's really good. As for me, I have no idea. It shifts from moment to moment. There have been moments when my favorite detective is Lebowski, so it varies because that's kind of an anti-noir movie in a way because it uses all the noir tropes, but it uses them in such a different way. But solidly on the mystery genre side of things, I've been liking Poirot a lot lately for some reason. I'm not sure why. But it's there. There's been a lot of that. It's been very comforting watching Poirot mysteries for whatever reason. But then on the detective / noir genre side, then it's funny because one of my favorite films ever is The Maltese Falcon. So you would think I would say Sam Spade, but the funny thing is, and it's weird because, and this again, I have not read the books, and I should read the books. I haven't read Hammett, I haven't read Chandler, but I need to get to it. But of film adaptations, oddly enough, the Big Sleep, which also has Humphrey Bogart as Philip Marlowe. The Big Sleep, as it turns out, to me anyway, is more entertaining than The Maltese Falcon, strangely enough. Something I was not expecting. But a little bit more fun to watch. Both are fun, but there's just something that they do with that one that just sort of makes it just the character interactions kind of spark a bit more. And so very cool. Very much things of their time, I need to mention, for folks who haven't seen either of them before. So please keep that in mind. But I think I'm gonna have to say the Humphrey Bogart version of Philip Marlowe, oddly enough. At least that's what it is right now. So, like we do with most games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say we do something and then think, maybe that might be a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. And as a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain player versus player roleplay and discussions of noir tropes, murder, theft, blackmail, organ harvesting, child endangerment, and non-graphic injury, law enforcement, colonialism, and survival in a hostile environment. You can see that list whenever you like by in the chat typing !VECW, and that will pull up the list of content warnings. That's going to be also on rotation, so that'll pop up periodically as we go. And also, finally, remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, in remembering what happened last time, we had 2 chapters last time. Those, as I recall, it was just basically Bliss, our investigator, had been captured by planetary authorities, who took her into, there was a 2-tier thing. First it was a hologram and then in person, but they took her directly to see the governor, Cassandra. where they talked very cagely about the possibility of becoming friends. Seeing also that Bliss's friend Echo, the lounge singer who had originally hired Bliss to locate this a tape that had gone missing. They basically, there was a little bit of an interrogation going on, not much headway happening. Governor went out of the room, and it was at that point that the little AI that Bliss was carrying around on her space phone had hacked into the system and caused a power failure, so they were able to use that to escape. And then in the second chapter, they made it back to Echo's apartment, or somewhere in the building, at least I think they're kind of hiding right now, or trying to. You have to be careful though, because someone might think to come by the apartment. We're not sure. But I think we finally established they ended up hiding possibly somewhere else in the building, but we'll need to come back to that. But they listened to the tape. Echo had a tape recorder, an old-timey tape recorder, because sometimes they use tapes to carry sensitive information because it's not hackable. They put in the tape, they listened to it, and what they were hearing was evidence that Governor Cassandra and Bull, the lieutenant of this city's Dimberdamber, the one in charge of the criminal underground, were at one time lovers. And the tape was a recording of their breakup, essentially. So that is how we left things. We have determined in our crime resolution that the perpetrator of the murder that happened early on, the murder of McCarthy, the antique dealer, was committed by Sergeant Lynn. And so now we're going to find out basically how it is that Bliss pieces this together, finds this out, figures it out. And that's what we're going to aim at now. We're going to aim for these final three scenes where we're going to have each of these crimes unraveled. So, our authority this round is Darcy. And so, as usual, Cassie, you can pitch a scene, and Darcy may bat it back as desired.
I don't know how I would. Perhaps maybe now Sergeant Lynn is awake and Bliss is gone to no. How do I find out that,
I have a few ideas of how you could find out. Something maybe the Robo McCarthy could have told you.
Oh, right. But he wasn't on while...
Nope. Yeah, but he could have said something like, oh, like, I don't know, like, the reporter brought back that apparently he fell out. And then you'd be like, no, there's no way he'd fall out. Someone must have pushed him. You could put two and two together. You could see Lynn. You could also go to Lynn and then make a wild guess. And Lynn's like, how did you know? And you're like, I didn't.
That's true.
And he's like, oh no, I rumbled. It's up to you. Like, there's plenty of ways to do it.
Yeah, no, then I think I'll go and see Lynn and then kind of coerce it out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else you can also do is, if there's some trace of... No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind, sorry. Of the various things that you picked up and things that you were looking at, it's like if there was some trace of Lynn, or if Lynn left something behind somewhere or something like that. But that's up to you to figure that out also. Anyway.
Also, this is my last character that I get to play, so this is my final moment. I hope you all enjoy my work.
The final
Because
countdown.
I literally have no other character on the list except for Lynn. And then you shot them, and then they were benched
Oh no.
for the entirety of the game, so I have done nothing but NPCs.
Oh.
But I'm still here. I still
Well,
love
if we need we can always do a last minute reveal of the Dimber Damber or something. But...
Well, of who? At this point?
I mean, they're not a suspect, but you know.
They could come in and be like, good job. Good job.
Hi, we need like to play one more NPC. Good job. Okay, bye. I'm leaving. I'm off my own planet.
Oh my
Or
God.
maybe they're a hidden rung to a crime. So maybe they're not the committer, but
Yeah, you know,
guys, everyone, let's not just add in extra people just so Lloyd has someone.
Yeah,
else
that's
to
fair.
play on the list.
No, we
Just
can
don't
grab
bench
Lloyd
me
for as
next
many.
time.
Gonna grab Lloyd for as many random NPCs as we possibly can.
I've done
Well, I mean,
nothing
the
but
kids
random
as well.
NPCs.
I will probably run past Billy, the kid, as well.
Oh my
and all
God.
the little kids.
That's true. You
Still
did
have
promise
to-
to
That's
get
true.
them out.
You did promise. You did
Yeah.
promise. Right. Let's. I mean, go for it. Let me propose the scene.
Yeah.
It's Darcy. I talked to
Darcy?
you.
Is that
I think we shall go with that. So as the last took off, you and Echo over the phone, well, over the recording, discussing what to do, you know, with this newfound information. You and Echo both decide to split up for now. Bliss, you take the tape into your inventory, so to speak, so into your possession, and Echo decides to evacuate her apartment or living situation for now, and we will find her in a different location. But you decide to keep your head down and get to the hospital. Bear in mind they are a little bit more on high alert now, since it's found that a fire was previously started in a hospital, and someone's account details were used at this same hospital. So security is a little tighter. You walk in the front and there are 2 armed guards down the hallway, and there is a different person, I'd say a male nurse, at the front desk this time.
Before I go in, Bliss will probably kind of change her hair, kind of mess it up, and kind of try not to look the same as she did when she went in. And I just go up to... Well, did I know what room Sergeant Lynn was?
I think you do know where Lynn's Sergeant Lynn room.
So I don't have to talk to anyone, I'll just go straight there. Yeah. Knock knock. I'll just go in. After knocking, I'll just go in.
Hello, detective calling.
So Lynn is propped up in bed, midsection covered in bandages. It's looking like they're on the way to recovery, but they're looking a little drowsy, a little loose. I guess they're off the pain meds. They're just coming off some pain meds, so they're bound to be a tad loopy.
Good. She won't freak out when she sees me.
So Sergeant Lynn and Bliss, take the stage.
Hey, how are you okay? How are you feeling?
Oh, you're the detective.
Yeah, that's what they call me, yeah. But
I
I'm
should have
here.
arrested you when I saw you at the port.
I mean, I did kind of save you. You were bleeding out on the ground, so...
You should have just left me to die.
Thought you'd say that, but... Why are you so sad anyways? I mean, like... No, it's not like you did anything bad, right?
Lynn stiffens up and then sort of looks away.
Right. I'll take that as, of course not. I was looking around everywhere to find out what happened, and I kind of found something, and I don't know if I should tell someone or if, because I
What did you
think
find
you're
out?
really kind. Well, I don't know if I should tell you exactly.
No,
But
I need to know. I can't let this case end. I need to finish this. If it's the last thing I do, I have to finish something.
well, you finished McCarthy's life, didn't you?
Oh.
Wasn't
You
that
can't
a job finished?
you can't prove that.
I mean, is that something someone innocent would say? I mean, I just, from one hard worker to another, I wanted to bring it to you first because I really respect your views, and
So what do you want? Do you want money? Is that it? Are you blackmailing me too?
No. Oh, well, are you in some kind of trouble? Because I want to help.
You can't help me. McCarthy's already dead.
Right.
I didn't I'm investigating the case because I thought if I could find the tape, I could sell it and pay off my debts.
Okay.
I thought if I could do that, I'd be free. I thought McCarthy might have it. I went up. We were just having words. All I wanted to do was talk, but he just wouldn't tell me anything. And I don't have time. I need to pay my bills. If I don't pay them, I'm going to lose my lungs. And I have so much baggage. I just got so angry. And then I didn't mean to push him, but then he fell, and then I grabbed. There was this thing like a Nokia 33 whatever. It was just so heavy. I just threw it at him on the ground, and then he didn't get up. And I tried to shake him, but he wouldn't get up. And I didn't. It wasn't on purpose. I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying to survive.
As Lynn says this, I'll go up to the bed and slowly put my hand on her shoulder and kind of just, if she flinches, obviously I'll take it back. But
Oh, she does flinch.
well,
But then she lets you do it.
Okay. I knew there was something about you that I saw and that I knew about myself.
Yeah, I'm a killer.
I mean, trying to run away from this place. I did it years ago, and I didn't think I'd come back, but here I am, and I want to leave the place better than I found it. And I know that's not what you intended, but I think we should both try to leave the place better. So
if I leave here, or they find out I'm trying to leave, they'll have me killed. They probably tried to kill me earlier.
Yeah, probably.
I can't leave. I did something. I can't go back.
Before Bliss pushes Lynn any further, you hear I guess over the tannoy system of the hospital, and it goes, patients and workers of insert hospital name here. There appears to be a fugitive present on hospital grounds. Please prepare for room searches. Guards will be around rooms shortly. Now, reminder, you're on the first floor room. You're down the hallway from I guess, a little garden area where they push wheelchair-bound patients around for their, fresh air and such. You have that close to you, but you also have the risk of your floor will be searched first. So you want to get kind of up close and personal with Lynn, and you need to get that information that you need.
Oh, didn't she already tell me? Or
but what I think it's like she was going to say what she did. Or
she can.
She hit him.
I think she just confessed. Yeah.
I confessed and everything.
Oh, so you're good then.
Yeah, is the case been wrapped up? I ain't got time to play coy.
Yeah.
I gotta give the audience what they need.
I think the only thing she didn't directly mention was throwing was opening the window and pushing McCarthy out. But I think
I guess you can put two and two together.
Yeah, it was implied.
It was implied, yeah.
But as the alarm goes, I kind of look at Lynn and I say, "Are they talking about you or me?"
I don't know. Maybe. Wait, why would they be talking about you? What did you do? I don't want to.
Oh, right. You've been out for a while. Yeah. So I have the tape. And the thing is, I want us to be friends. I also
We're not friends.
But I want us
you arriving at Nuko has brought nothing but pain to me. And no amount of friends making, talking, or anything else can do that. If it's all the same to you, I just want to serve my time.
You don't want to leave?
I'm a good cop. I just went with the bad people.
Okay. I'm gonna write down my number and put it on her table and say, if you change your mind, I'll still be here for as long as I can, I guess. And just let me know. And then I'll just kind of start walking towards the door and looking out, seeing if there are people. Are they coming straight at me?
And before you get to the door, she'll call out, "Bliss."
Yep.
And then she'll pause and go, "Don't trust Echo."
I don't trust anyone much anymore, but thank you. And I'm out. Darcy, are there people around?
So, gonna throw a little curveball here. So, you peek out the hallway, and you see a bunch of armed guards already in the hallway. Now they're checking the room about 2 doors down from you. Running into the hallway, you risk the noise of you running attracting them, or you sneaking out of the room risks attracting them. Hiding could only prolong the inevitable. However, before you're able to react, a hand kind of pushes the door and you in it, and pushes you back into the room and closing the door behind you. Dressed in scrubs with a mask, you don't really recognize who it is. You just think it's a nurse that's barged into the room at this time. But pulling down the mask reveals that it is in fact Artie. Here to look.
I've never been so glad to see someone.
He looks at you with a smirk and says, "You really do have a knack of getting into trouble, don't you?"
It seems like that's what happens when I'm here. So, are you my hero then? Will you help me get out of here?
I guess, what else am I here for? From his side, he throws to you what looks to be a kind of hospital gown, as well as a blanket and a surgical mask. He opens the door a fraction, and you see a wheelchair sitting by the side, and he gestures you to hop in and will to freedom.
Oof. Let's go.
He steps behind you, and as you quickly walk away, the guards behind you turn and grab the door to Sergeant Lin's room. One of them heads in, and as you walk down the hallway, he closes the door behind him. But you're sure that you can hear 2 distinct shots that follow as you leave the room. As you pass through to the exit area, as RT wheels you out, a guard points and says, "Hey, no, stop right there!" And RT grabs the handles and says, "It's time to run!" And he just hauls ass out of there.
Darcy,
you guys...
can you stop killing all my characters, please?
Absolutely
Darcy,
not.
Darcy, I had one character, Darcy.
They're all
I had
dying.
one. I had one character. You stabbed him and then you shot them.
He's too killable. It's a ruthless world out here. It's kill or be killed. Or
I had
lungs.
one character.
She could have come out with me, but no, she wanted to stay. So.
Yeah, so much for serving time. In hell.
I have a feeling it's kill and be killed, but go ahead.
Kill and be killed, yeah.
So, ditching your disguises, RT leads you to a he leads you through, well, I guess running through your kind of narrow alleyways and such. As you're following him, you find him to be a lot more nimble than you would have suggested, vaulting over obstacles, climbing up fences and such. You're surprised that this is what you first thought to be a drunkard, just a gossiper in a bar. Artie leads you to a kind of a vehicle parked off, similar to the hover vehicles you saw Mercy and Lynn riding in before, but much darker and then smaller. You're sure that this is kind of his covert movement vehicle. So he pulls you into the front. He pulls you in. You both climb into the vehicle, and he says, "All right, we shouldn't be followed now." So you managed to find that tape?
As he asks, I go to take it out, and I'm nodding, yeah, and then I grab my gun, kind of point it at him, and so Bliss is pointing at him. Artie, thank you. I really appreciate everything you've done, but we need to get something straight. The tape, it's mine. I have all the information you need, but the tape I'm keeping.
Artie kind of like puts his hand up, and he's kind of although he throws his hands up, fairly quickly to say, no harm. There's a look in his eye that tells that he's not really threatened.
Good.
And he says, Hey, Bliss, have I ever done you wrong? Why the need for such hostility?
I was just told not to trust anyone, and then the people that I was supposed to trust, not to trust, so I figured better to be careful.
He still has his hands up, and he kind of nods, but that look you still can't shake that look that's in his eye, and he goes, "Hey, you can see?" I was like, you can check me, I'm not armed. He goes, "So how about we put that down?"
So I'll put it further down, but I'm still aiming it at him, but my finger's not on the trigger, and I'll just say, I have a feeling you're a bit deeper in this than you want to let on. So my new negotiation is we talk about what we know.
Archie kind of nods, and he goes, he leans back and even drops his hands down, and he, like, he's not even affected by the threatening of the gun and says, well, haven't I given you enough information already? I'm pretty sure I've been your biggest helper along here, haven't I?
Yeah, that's true. But you should be used to it by now already. People taking advantage of kindness. I mean, it's Nuco. It's not some utopian world. We're all it's either kill or be killed. So
He kind of does a big sigh and he goes, you know, it is a shame. I thought you were one of the good ones. And he kind of slams his foot down on the accelerator and you both just zoom forward and crash in to a building, like, I'd say a couple meters ahead of you.
Oh.
On a conflict.
So, are we entering conflict?
Yes.
I assume. Oh, excellent. Okay. So, that means we can set this up. Now, if need be, we also can rewind a bit if the conflict involves you want to prevent Artie from doing that. But just so you're aware how the conflict that is there, or we can start right from the crash. Who knows?
Bliss, what do you say? Do you want to try and block the accelerator, or do you want to do it from the crash?
I think, I mean, but then it won't go into conflict because if I try to stop it, okay, then it'll be.
Oh yeah, you're still trying to prevent something that's that Darcy is narrating. Yeah. So that's basically how we can do if you go that way. But let's go ahead and start by establishing goals again. So for Bliss, so what is your goal?
I'll stop it.
Yeah, and keep in mind this will cause after the conflict that will end the scene pretty much. So. Okay. What do you want to happen here? Basically, your goal in wanting it to happen.
This will be a little harsh, but I think since my gun is already there, I'll shoot the leg that the accelerator is going on, so you can't use it.
Yeah, you basically want to temporarily impair. You want to impair Artie's movement. Mm-hmm. And
specifically,
basically to get information out of him or something along those lines, I would assume.
When I was doing it, I kind of just wanted him to take me a bit more seriously. Like I didn't want him to use me as
I see.
Pet kind of thing. So I was trying to show I can also take care of myself, but then he kind of just.
So yeah, to impress him. Yeah, I mean, no, that's still entirely possible here. And Darcy, what's your goal?
So Artie's goal is to kind of escape the kind of gun that Bliss has on him, but also hoping that the shock of the crash is enough to make Bliss a little bit unsteady enough so I could take the tape and run.
Gotcha. Okay. So. Time to set the violence dice. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the public violence die.
Hey.
We've got a 5. And Casa, are you aiming for violence?
Yes, I want to shoot his leg.
Okay, please grab one of
no.
Yeah, grab the die that's on 5 and put it in the violence box. And Darcy, are you aiming for violence?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes that one simple. Grab the other die and put it in there. And
well, I mean, does wrestling count as violence?
It depends on if you want Bliss to get hurt.
No, I guess then no violence for me. More, okay. I'm trying to wrestle.
Yeah, no intentional violence for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely fine. Okay. So that means we get once again into our form dice here. Everyone's got a D10 thanks to the refresh scene that happened. So first round. So both players are going to roll their dice, and the higher roll will stand. Keep in mind, Casa, that you are not rolling your violence die because you're already aiming for violence.
Yeah.
And no one has advantage yet, unless keep in mind also. So you have an advantage die banked if you decide you want to use it for this, but that's up to you. So we've got one roll, and
then I'm just rolling the 1d10. Right.
Well, you're rolling the d10. Well, yeah, you're rolling you use the macro, but
I have no advantage, unfortunately.
Yeah, you also have no advantage.
Rolling
die,
one
so
die.
The d10 and the d6. Remember.
Ooh.
Okay, everyone has a d10 and a d6. The advantage die is an additional d6, so you can go ahead and roll another d6.
Ah, yes.
And also.
4.
And also, I need you to roll a d6 again because that's the violence die.
Which one?
That's why I bound it all up in the macro. Okay, so that die is a 1 currently. So let's see. You've got so Darcy has a 4 and a 6. Asa has a 4 and a 4, which means that Darcy actually has the higher roll. So that means you get to issue the first challenge.
The power of Artie.
Yeah, so tell us what sliver of action you want to get done in this round.
So, a car crashes forward. Front glass shatters. I combat roll out of the side. I kind of dive over the top, and I try and grab Bliss from the car and try and go into the pocket to try and grab the tape, kind of holding her neck in kind of a pressure point, trying to push her back while I'm grabbing the tape.
Okay, let's see if that's doable. So once again, Cassie, you can pick up your dice and roll again. You can have an advantage die if you want, but that's only if you use your banked die. You go ahead and you'll hit the macro. You're not rolling you are not rolling violence because you're already aiming for it.
Okay, no, I'm gonna use the advantage.
Okay, yeah. So now you can add one advantage die to your roll here. That's the advantage of it.
What do I? Do I just?
So yeah, when you just hit the macro, and then when it asks you how many advantage dice, you put 1.
The blue bank.
Yeah, that's the.
It out.
Yeah, we can clear out the blue die whenever Yeah.
Oh.
In your dice tray there. Okay. And so that is a 7, 8, 9. So your final result here is 9 versus the 6. So this means we are going to go to a second round. So it's not fully resolved, but you're holding on to the advantage here. What is your answer that has you gaining the advantage in this scene?
So I see him and I'm getting shaken up, and I give him the puppy dog eyes. So just as he's trying to look at me, I kind of just or if his hand goes around my face or something, I'll bite it.
Yeah, you can prevent anything that was just narrated in the challenge, basically, when you do this.
So, yeah, hand on a pressure point on the neck, and other hand rifling through your pocket.
Yeah, I'll just bite the hand that's on the pressure point.
Yeah. All right, excellent. So this means now we go ahead and go to the second round. And so once again, both of you are rolling. Go ahead and I'd recommend both of you just use the macro because that'll be faster than rolling each die individually. But Cassie, you get to, when it asks you how many advantage dice you have, you'll have 2.
Oh.
You have 2 advantage dice because you cashed in your banked die. That stays this entire conflict.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wow, so many. Oh no, it's a 1. But advantage is good.
Yeah, the advantage is saving you here a lot, but
yeah.
Darcy, go ahead and hit the conflict roll.
Cheeky. Come on, there we go.
And you are rolling.
Am I rolling the violence die? Or
yes, you are. You are rolling your violence die
yeah.
because it could happen accidentally. Okay, It's still a 1. So, Darcy has a 7 and a 1, and Casa has... Casa, the thing is, you got these advantage dice that add up, so Casa right now has a 13.
This is rude. This is...
Not quite double the 7, so you're still in it. Thankfully. But once again, this was just the initial roll. So we actually don't know yet. So Casa, go ahead and issue your challenge. It looks like you're right now. You get to start this round.
If his arm is across me, I'll elbow his elbow and try to like snap it or like grab it in between my arms and look at him and say, don't do this, and kind of just try and push him back.
Okay. So Darcy, so Darcy, you get to pick up your dice again, and it's I realize it's impossible for you to hit a 13, but we need to see if you're still in the fight at all. So you need to go ahead and pick the dice back up, and you're going to roll again.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, violence die is a 4. You got a 7.
Evil.
You got a 7 again, so that means you are still in it, because that's barely more than half of 13. So you get to give your answer, but once again you do not get hold of the advantage in this round. So what is your answer at this point that you're where you are still in it, but not winning?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I guess, wrestling with like Bliss, because like my hand is in her pocket, but then she's got my other arm in a lock, and then we're just like shuffling, and it's like, why are you so strong, Bliss? Go, just give me the tape. About to be devolved into like slapping each other like two children.
Okay, we're gonna head into our third round. Once again, we're going to have both of you roll to see who's starting out. Again, Bliss still has the advantage, so you're rolling 2 advantage dice, Casa. And Darcy's got no advantage dice, but is rolling violence.
Oh, that was not a good one. I got.
Okay, violence die is still a 1 for Darcy right now. Let's see, so...
5, 6.
So 7
11?
plus 5... is
that was
12.
a really dirty roll, I don't know.
So Casa has a 12, and Darcy has a 7, and so once again in this third round, this final round, Casa, you can you get to challenge again for this third round.
Okay. Seeing as Artie's not letting go, Bliss is just gonna sigh and headbutt him, try to knock him out.
An effort to do that, okay. And let's see, once again, it's not going to be possible. Yeah, this is third round, so it's not really going to be possible to win, but Darcy, if you would like to roll your dice, we do need to see where your violence die lands. So go ahead and roll one more time, and we'll see what happens.
You won't knock me out, but you might hurt my noggin.
Oh, so close.
Okay. So your violence die has landed on a 3. Again, you've got a 3, but, you know, in third round it doesn't matter. You're going to lose outright in any case, versus a 12. The next question becomes, are you going to push, Darcy? Are you going to push, or are you going to... Actually, you can't push. I'm sorry. It's not possible because there's no room on the crime grid.
I'm on my knees, though.
Yeah, so I apologize. So at this point, you can't push. So you can, if you want, just sort of give your answer as what is happening to you as you are losing outright.
So Bliss headbutts me. And kind of I stumble back and just kind of pull on her arm as I'm like really like getting knocked, because we're still in that tussle arm lock. Bliss headbutts me, I tumble back, and it's just like I kind of just scream in frustration and slam my hands on top of the car, and it's just like, God damn it, that tape belongs to me.
Well, here's the other thing. So, Cassie, you have now control of the narration for the end of this scene. You can tell us how the scene ends. You have one of your dice, one of your form dice that you rolled was a 5. There are currently 2 violence dice that are at a 5. And so what that means is that part of your narration means you're going to be dealing damage, or presumably to Artie. Let's see, let's open up that violence table again. 2 violence dice matching seriously injured requires medical attention.
Oh,
Damn, can't believe you're gonna kick me in the arties.
So not dead, but hurting a lot, requiring medical attention. So what happens?
I mean, Darcy just gave me the best idea. If he stands out, I'm gonna come out of the car, and if maybe I think that he's gonna go after me again or whatever, but I'll just kick right up into his nuts. That's seriously injured, right?
No, my arties!
So if it's going to require medical attention, that's the thing. So,
like really hard. Like.
So yeah, you basically
you've shad lefty. I can't believe you've done this.
Is that enough, or?
I mean, that's for the violence part. Yeah. How does the scene resolve? What happens at the very end of the scene?
So after I kick him, he's crumpling down, and I'm kind of just, I'm sorry, Artie. I just wanted to show you that you could rely on me. I'm strong enough, and you should also not take advantage of someone. You know, I'm just looking out for myself. Kind of a bit flustered because I didn't really want it. I thought he would do it as I said after I showed the gun, but I just feel really and then the car is finished, right? I can't drive it away, so
I mean, that's more than a fender bender. That's like,
I mean, yeah.
yeah. It's all like caved in.
Can I call anything out? I'm just like just as I'm like rolling around on the ground, just be like, I just like, God damn it! I'm the only one who was looking out for you here.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, I mean, I didn't want it to get this far, right? I just wanted you to respect me. Maybe then, like, after, I'll kind of just, should I help him? I feel like
it's up to you. I mean, like,
I feel like Bliss would help him though, because she really didn't mean to cause any like violence or like trouble. She just.
Or you could.
I think you
could just like rolling. Or you could like call a medic and run.
I think I'll, kind of reconcile a little bit, and then I'll put his arm around my shoulder, and we'll kind of just hobble back to the beehive.
Are you just gonna take him back to the beehive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can just lie down, drink some alcohol, and he'll be fine.
My left nut is gone. And
okay. So now we come to the end of the. I presume that's where we end the scene. Yes, the sequence. Okay. So we are at the end of the chapter, and we are going to do more crime resolution, as that's where we are. So this means once again, we rolled last time. It was the first d6 is for the vertical column, and the second d6 is for the horizontal column. So Casa, go ahead and roll those d6s so we can see who's guilty of something else.
I really wanted to land on Artie. Let's go.
That's I was hoping to win for that specific reason.
Okay.
You got a 1 and a
That
5. Okay, so
Cassandra.
1 echo.
Oh. Oh, I looked at it the other way.
What did she do?
Okay.
As one was vertical and the first was vertical.
That was leading to my spicy.
Well,
I lost because I've lost every single conflict I've done.
So, which crime?
I think it's
is Echo guilty of the theft of the blackmail?
for me. I really wanted Artie to be the perpetrator, but I think Echo would also fit the theft, right? Wouldn't she?
I mean, it's up to
Maybe
you.
not.
My revelation was gonna be that Artie paid Echo
Ooh.
for it.
Something.
Well, we can still have that revelation as we're about to. Now that we know who it is.
But she gave it to McCarthy to hide.
Yeah.
But McCarthy was off the deep end in his I don't know, in his white powder, what they call Nuko. I don't know.
Potentially. All right, so we know that Echo is responsible for the theft of the of the tape. Strangely, this does not surprise. This does not come as a huge surprise, but there we are. All right, so Echo is the perpetrator of that crime, and we now can, when we head to our next scene, this will be basically Bliss finding that out, or perhaps it's already. Now, my question here, real quick, do we want to do a break? Do we want to do a break now, or do we want to wait until after this next scene, this next sequence? I'm good either way.
I think after.
Are we good with breaking after the next sequence? Or does anyone need a break right this sec?
I'm okay with break after the next sequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and that makes sense too thematically, because then after the break will be the finale sequence.
Yeah.
All right. So, what this means, once again, is that now I am the authority. And I have the gavel. So this means that, once again, Cassie, you may propose a scene. New sequence.
Okay. At the beehive. I'd assume that Echo went there to hide, since she's hiding from the government, but the beehive should be like it's underground, so should be safe there. And yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be a continuation of the last scene, that like we're going, and then like Darcy said, maybe Artie would then kind of go into how something about like Echo, and then I would actually go talk to her and say like,
I guess we have the map of the beehive and Artie's secret room, Artie's party room.
Yeah, this is true.
Room.
So yeah, I think we can roll with that as we have potential for many things, so many things. Do we think that Echo similarly has been hiding in? Is Echo hiding in Artie's secret room, or is this or is somewhere else? Do we think?
I think she, after maybe a message from Bliss, letting Echo know that they are in the party room. Maybe Echo walks in at a right moment in conversation.
So I have a recommendation for this sequence, and where we've had a little bit of a time skip, and potentially Artie has already told you. You've already gotten Artie to. You've got like Artie is like passed out. So you're in Artie's secret room, quote unquote secret room. It's not that much of a secret, I don't think. It's just basically, they're in the beehive.
It's a little karaoke room.
That basically it's the it's the room with the wet bar and the meeting table and all of that. That's kind of there. You can see the bare rock once again that make up the part of the walls here, and I think that on your way in, very briefly, there's a brief flash of a little sliver of a shot of you bringing Artie in, but something you will note on your way into that you will have note on the way into that room, as you basically like have to. I'm not sure how it is you got into the room in the first place, but it was like you put his palm up or something maybe, but. On your way in, you will note you and one of Bull's men are there, kind of sort of hanging out at the bar, and you will two sort of note each other and nod, so that it's like he knows you're here, and he will just sort of look at you a little bit questioningly, but will not interfere with what you are doing. But you now know that at least one of Bull's people are here right now, as far as what's happening goes. So,
I want to talk to them.
My thought is that we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Artie has you've already gotten this information out of Artie. Not that I want to exclude Artie from the scene necessarily, but and Artie's going to be in the scene, but. I know we all love a good confession, but what interests me most is seeing, after a message has been sent, what happens when Echo comes in and you have this conversation with her. So, Artie has already explained to you that the tape was taken basically on Echo's behalf. Or that possibly Echo got the tape. I don't know. We'll untangle the details now. You're there in the room. The door opens. It's basically there's like a little monitor back here by the wet bar, and there's a little button you can press, or you can have Pocket McCarthy press if you want to use an interface, to let someone into the room.
And then seal the door from the inside.
Echo walks into the room. The door shut behind her.
Hey, Echo.
What's a long face, sugar?
I just feel like since I got here, just everything's been turned upside down. I knew it was a bad idea, but you always had my back, and I would never forget you, so that's why I came back. You have my back, right?
Of course I do.
Right.
Can Artie just limp in to that?
Oh, yeah, no, Artie is already there on the couch. Is lying on the couch.
He's lying down.
Is basically yes. There's this like the medical kit, but is conscious.
We've got like the digital medical kit, just like trying to repair myself right now, and then I say, "Oh, drop the act."
Yeah. Echo, you've been straight with me this whole time?
Told you. Tape's yours. Do what you want with it.
I
What
mean,
does it
I know
matter
that.
how I got it?
What matters is the string of bodies we left, trying to get it back. Some people were really struggling, and we just let them fall off the deep end, and I don't know. I wanted to be a detective to prevent this kind of stuff, not encourage it.
Look at her face, Bliss. She thinks she cares. She make direct eye contact with Echo. She knows, Echo. She knows you stole the tape, and she knows that I paid you to do it. Now you're gonna keep lying to your so-called friend. I would say you're busting my balls, but Bliss already did that.
Be quiet already. Let's just. This is girl talk. I've known Echo for years, centuries. No, not centuries. Decades.
You can't save everybody, Bliss. Doesn't matter how hard you try. Everyone on this planet makes their own choices.
If you had told me sooner, maybe things would have been a hell of a lot easier. I would have known where to go. I wouldn't have had to step on anyone's toes. I don't know. I just don't like the feeling of being strung along.
You made a wrong mistake being friends with her.
I didn't know when I was.
Would you have come back?
Probably not. But that makes me feel bad too. I shouldn't have left you here.
You did what you thought you had to. I don't blame you for that. Never did.
Is that why you bait your friend into a galactic death trap? She shouldn't even be here. I'm gonna like turn to Bliss and say, you're in the shitter because your girlfriend here got greedy. All she had to do was steal a tape and deliver it, but no. She has to go and run to McCarthy to try and hide it, to try and jack up the price.
I mean, Artie.
I told you what I'd do. I told you that's.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
the same thing Artie was gonna do. Ask him.
But I pulled a gun out on him, and now he's got one ball. So I think it's, balances out just a little bit. I don't want to pull out a gun on you, either, Echo. I wanted to know we're on the same page.
Have I tried to get it back from you?
No, you haven't. But you also don't seem sad about lying to your old friend. Yeah.
I think it's going to be more or less at this point that you're going to sort of hear a little buzz. And you notice that someone is trying to... Oh!
Hey, Zoom crashed.
Hey.
I thought so. I saw the captions coming up, but I couldn't hear
No, we're good. We're good.
What happened? What happened?
No, we just had a quick... you just have to do a quick
Zoom.
reshuffling.
The Zoom
What?
crash.
Oh, the Zoom crash. Everyone's windows just moved different positions.
Yeah.
That's right.
I still get to be me, but
so
you
while
guys
I'm
get to
fixing it-
cosplay as each other.
So while I'm fixing it real quick, so you're going to note I'll just say, you're going to note that someone appears to be that you've got an incoming call. And so as to avoid people having to talk to themselves, you basically are going to look at it, and you're going to see that it's a blocked ID, and you're going to, and the McCarthy sprite will appear, and he'll say, "I don't think you should answer that. I think someone's trying to track your phone."
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
And
McCarthy in the clutch.
at that moment, you're going to hear that probably near a panel where doubtless Artie is right now. You're going to I think Artie is probably going to be the one to notice this first. There is you see a little red light sort of flickering, and you'll sort of see that it appears that from on the little monitor that you have over there, it looks as though there are Colonial Marines at the door, and this place is about to be raided. You can see the you can see someone and one of the some underling, some operative of the on the Colonial Marine side, whom I think if Lloyd is up to it, I shall assign to him, is coming in and essentially is coming in out, and you can see this sort of happening in the outer room, coming in and basically getting ready to and doing a raid of this establishment. And
This time for Artie's secret getaway.
What do we? And you can kind of hear them. You can kind of hear them inside. What do we hear?
Open up in the name of the law. By Her Lady Cassandra, we demand a search of these premises for contraband. Open up. We will give you 30 seconds to comply.
Are they coming straight to Artie's party room, or are they just in?
Are they knocking on the other party rooms?
Well, it's a big it's a beehive is a big lounge, so they've got several areas to search first, but it's only going to be a matter of time before they get there.
If I have time, I'm gonna beep boop beep or ask McCarthy. Hey, can you get Bull on the line, please?
Working on it.
Thank you.
You're gonna need a moment.
And I stumble over and get a drink.
You stumble over and get a drink. Okay. So, yeah. It'll be a moment. You see kind of outside that the Marines are outside. They're turning everything upside down. They're looking around. But the one that's in charge, the one that we just heard from, is got sort of a tracer and is looking around the room. Apparently, they're looking very, very quickly, and so you can see that they're getting closer. You hear and Bull's people are out there. The one that you saw earlier is possibly trying to sneak around and do something, but we'll see. You're going to get a line open, and you see that one of Bull's lieutenants, one of Bull's people, has got the is sort of it appears on your screen. It holds up a finger, and there's a very brief conversation, and it turns and you can see you see the in this little sort of hologrammatically a little bit over your phone. You see that Bull is lying in a is lying on some kind of a sort of it's on a bed It's actually more of a sort of half stretcher, half bed. It's in one of those kind of a semi-dingy underground doctor's area, where he's recovering from having been shot a few episodes ago, and see him lying there, and looks up. Hey, where are you?
We are at your lovely business establishment, and there are a bunch of Marines knocking everything down.
Yeah, they said that there
Searching
was.
for shit.
Yeah, they said they're doing. That there was a surprise inspection happening.
The problem with that, I've got something you both want, and I really hope you want it more than they do.
Okay, I've got a couple guys there, who'll try to help get you out, but they're gonna be so they're gonna run interference for you, but that's all I can really spare right now. So if you're gonna do something to try and get out of there, and you can link up with me here, and he'll send you a another sort of piece of information, a little note, to kind of he doesn't do it, the guard he has holding the phone does, and he said just ping us, let us know when you're out, and we'll give you directions, but if you're gonna do something, do it now. And and you hear from outside, after a moment, you hear one of the the guy that you saw at the bar coming up, and he's starting to sort of come forward. You see he's starting to, on the monitor, you see he's starting to engage the inspector, and they're starting to have a little bit of an argument. What would you like to do?
Okay. Already, I don't think you can run. You can't walk, let alone run. So you're staying here. But of course, you didn't see me. Echo, we gotta go. You ready?
Wait,
Well, ever be.
I think I know what you can use for distraction.
Your left
I'm
ball?
gonna I think Artie should have a little controller that he tosses to Bliss marked party button, and that should just turn the whole place into a loud disco tech rave.
Dark light, black light. Oh,
Excellent.
So cool.
I'll allow it. Okay, so
Yes.
So there's quite suddenly there's this do you press the button?
Yeah, so I'm taking it, and he explains what it does.
This
Yeah.
loud
I wink.
thrumming. Sorry, go ahead.
I wink at Bliss and say, "Give him hell, kid."
Yeah,
So quite suddenly, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna kiss his cheek, and then let's get going.
Quite suddenly, there's very loud thrumming as the as though it appears as though outside someone has just dropped the bass, and you can there's a commotion as you see holograms light up all around the room, dancing on the tables, on the bar, and lights are going, or the disco lights are going a mile a minute. And you can see the inspector and Bullsman are now in a fist fight. Bullsman takes the opportunity to punch the inspector, and they're going back and forth. So this is still going to be a conflict, I think, that I'm going to go ahead and dive into now. So. As you are trying to escape, as things are happening, so what are you doing? Well, actually, before we say what you're doing, let's actually use the rules here. What's your goal here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find another entrance or exit and slip through everyone. So I'm not trying to get into anything.
Okay, you're trying to get out. All right. Excellent. So, you're running. You're coming out. My goal is once again to try to capture you and get the for the inspector to capture you, get the tape, and take you all into custody. Let's go ahead and once again we're starting here. I forgot at the end to mention to Darcy you're actually down to a D8 at this point, but doesn't really matter at this point. But I am rolling against Casa, and we both have D10s. Casa, you have burned your bank dice, so we are both starting out equal at D10s. We're gonna roll our conflict rolls. Go ahead.
And yes to violence, right? Because we don't.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm sorry, I got excited. Do you want violence? Are you looking for violence?
If someone gets in my way, then yes. Yeah. But if I can slip out as a little.
Okay, well you don't have to decide yet. Maybe with this first round we'll see. Would someone please roll would someone please roll the public violence die? Please right-click the violence die, and someone other than myself or Casa, please right-click the violence die and choose a random side.
I can do so.
Yeah, the one in the box.
Oh no.
Excellent. It's a 1. Okay. So we established the little center violence die. Okay, first round. Let us both roll our dice. So Cassie, go ahead and make your conflict roll. Mm-hmm. I also am not aiming for violence. Yet. I have no advantage dice. I roll my violence die. Okay. So, let's see. You have a 5 and a 6. I have a 7 and a 6. So that means that I get to challenge. As you come out of the room, there's a haze of activity happening, but you do note that there are a couple of Colonial Marines guarding the exit that you are starting to head toward. You can see that the inspector appears to be getting the better of Bull's man. At this point, another of Bull's men is nearby somewhere, but you do not see them yet. So that is the challenge. As you are about to, you're getting a little bit bewildered in all of the lights and everything, and trying to find a way to go. So you must pick up your dice and roll again.
Rolling.
Okay, you got a 6 and a 4, which means you're still in it, but unfortunately does not beat my 7 and a 6. So I get the advantage. So what is your answer that happens this sliver of activity where you do not have the advantage?
I think I'm just too, like you said, I'm too caught up in the flashing, and also I'm trying to be really quick and protect the tapes, and then maybe I just kind of swing into a guard that's already there, kind of just standing there, and or he has his arm out or something.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so he's like, hey!
And he's right there.
Yeah. All right. We go to our second round. I have the advantage. Let's go ahead and roll our dice.
Oh, but for this one, if I am aiming
Do you want violence? I'm sorry. Yeah. In that case, go ahead and set your set one of the dice to a 1, and put it next to the one that's in the box. Okay. I am not aiming for violence as of yet, so I'm going to go ahead and roll my violence die, but you go ahead.
Ooh, violence is a 1.
Okay.
Do it.
Let me roll my dice again. I have 1 advantage die. And I roll my violence die. So, I rolled pretty low. I've got a 6.
Yeah.
And you have a 9. So I'm still in it, but not. But you actually are higher up this round. Well, hold on. So you get to. So that means you get to challenge this round. This is the second round. So what is your challenge as you're as is going? What are you trying to do now this round? You bumped into this guard.
Yeah, I bumped into this guard, and I'm just gonna try to deck him in the face. just gonna swing wide.
Awesome.
Mean left hook.
Excellent. So I get to pick my dice back up. I still have an advantage die.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what happens. I got a 6 again, which means that once again, that you actually you actually get the advantage for the third round. So my answer is that you deck this guard, and he goes spinning just as he's thinks he recognizes you. Slams against the wall. And you manage to dodge out of the way before the next guard sees you. The guards are coming around the pillars trying to find you, but they cannot see you right now. Amidst all of the holograms and the craziness and the taking people and questioning them and all that. So now we will go into our third round. This is for the entire this is for the entire bottle of wax or whatever the expression is. So. You have the advantage this time. We both get to roll our dice. You get to roll with an advantage die.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you've got a total of 7. And I'm going to go ahead and roll. I have 0 advantage dice, but I am rolling my violence die. Yeah, keep in mind you're not actually rolling your violence die, but we'll get there. Let's see. I have a 5. So once again, so you have a 7. So you get to challenge this third round. What do you want to do next?
I'm going to. I guess there's a bunch of people looking for me. I'm just gonna slide on the floor. Just quickly run and slide.
Are you also trying to get Echo out? I'm just curious.
Right. That's true. I mean, I'd hope that she follows along.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get to narrate if you win, so I mean, it
so.
doesn't matter as much, but I'm a little curious.
Then I guess we would just run out, try to duck and dodge.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pick my dice up and see what my answer is. Okay, I got a 7, and I've got a 7 and a 6. You had a, what was it? You had a 7 and a 2. So I just beat you out on it. So I think that, so let's see, this, I'm gonna have to set the third violence die to a 3. This is the last roll, unless you want to push. So what do you? So let me know. This is gonna be the last bit here. So
do you have to give your answer first?
Well, the nature of my answer is going to depend on whether or not.
I want to.
On whether, yeah. So I can tell you to the start. They're like someone's gonna the hand's gonna come down on the shoulder, as the inspector's going to see you. So that's what my answer is going to be aiming toward. Do you want to push?
I'm gonna push.
I think actually, when I keep forgetting, the crime grid is full. The crime grid is full.
Alright, we
I'm
can't
so sorry.
push.
Yeah, we can't push. Ah! I'm sorry.
Just keep wanting it.
I am a fool. I think, well, can you, like, always... Let me actually look at something real quick. This is one of those rules that I didn't stare at sufficiently. Let me look at the pushing rules one more time. The losing player may choose to push the conflict into one more round that follows the same rule. Oh, that's right. A limited number of times based on the state of the crime grid. Find the line. Okay, yeah, no, it's still there's 0 spaces on the crime grid, so yeah, so you can't push. I'm sorry. By this interpretation. So yeah, the way this is looking, the inspector is going to inspector for my answer. Here, the inspector is going to grab hold of you. And basically, as just sort of as you're heading out, does the inspector say anything as they grab Bliss?
When I'm done with you, you're never leaving this planet alive.
Oh.
That is an excellent line, I think, to end the scene on, probably. But let me just check let's check our violence. I got a 7 and a 6 as my primary, so yeah, that does not match either of the violence dice. So we don't have any violence. But that I think is the end of the scene. Okay. So we're about to enter our finale scene. We're gonna do a quick break beforehand, but let's figure out one thing real quick before we do that, and that is who committed the third crime.
Yep.
So if you would remember, the first D6 is the vertical column, the second D6 is the horizontal column.
Ooh.
The horizontal, the row. So you got a 2 and a 5. So 2. Artie is blackmailing complex.
How do you think I know who the father of your child is? He said. He was in on it the whole time.
There it is. There it is.
It all links back.
It does.
Now you know why she wouldn't say anything in front of him.
Right? Okay,
Brilliant.
now I feel dumb. It all just links together. Wow.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wait, so it's my baby? Oh my god.
Well, you're the one doing the blackmail. We don't know whether it's Artie's baby or not, but it could be. We will have to figure that out. But what we're going to go ahead and do then is we're going to go to break. And for a little bit, I've got one more interview to play while we're at break. And then we will come back and have our finale. The finale of our finale sequence. So we will see you folks in just a little bit. Let me just make sure I put the right video in for the break. Yes, I did. Okay, excellent. We will see you folks in a little bit. Welcome to the break. I am here with Kimmy from Golden Lasso Games. Hello.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Yay. Awesome to have you. And you are, as of this recording, you are working on a game called Starscape.
Yes.
And this game seems very interesting. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. It's a powered by apocalypse hack. And it's space, as you probably guessed from the name. There are a bunch of different sci-fi space PBTA hacks, but this one is different because it's more about the trust that, like the ebb and flow of trust and the relationships between the crewmates. So if you like Monster Hearts or something like that, or if you like Masks, where it's not so much necessarily about like the damage you take, because there's actually no hit points in this game either. It's more about the emotional conditions and how you connect with the people around you. It's very much like a found family game. So if you like Farscape, if you like Firefly, Even some of the Star Treks, like it does all those things like super, super well. And so that's really what I wanted to focus on. And like, there's so many times where you play a sci-fi or space campaign and you're like, okay, and then you travel for 2 weeks and you just skip all that part until you get to the next battle or until the next like mission. And I was like, no, what do you do? Like, okay, well, I'm mad at that person now. And then, oh, it's movie night on the Enterprise, but I don't want to sit by that person. Okay, it's better than that, but it's not that so silly. But like a lot of the interesting parts of Farscape and things like that aren't what's happening around them, but how they're reacting and working together with each other and their feelings for each other as a crew. So that's really what that taps into.
And I mean, that's I think the best spacefaring sci-fi where you have that sort of crew set up, where the cast members are a crew of a ship. I think some of the best conflicts and some of the best story comes out of that. I remember even just that going to I was at a con, seeing Peter David talking about Star Trek, and something that he talked about just with just the specifics of the dynamics between the characters making the thing into what it was. Yeah. It was the thing he said, even just of like the original series, you put Kirk and Spock and McCoy in a room together, you have an episode of Star Trek. That's basically, it all just sort of funnels from there. Yeah. And so it's really cool seeing a game sort of that tries to actually tap into that and make use of it. So that's very cool.
Yeah, I was over the pandemic, for a big chunk of it, I was pregnant. So, and I had a newborn. So I ended up sitting and watching TV a lot, because if you've had a newborn, that's what you do. You sit, especially if you're nursing, and you just sit for hours and watch TV. So I started, and I watched all the Star Treks back to back. So, sorry, speaking of newborns, so I started feeling, I want to play a game in this. And so I started looking at the different Star Trek systems that were out there, the official ones and like the not official ones. And the thing I found for most of them was that they really focused on like rank and hierarchy and things like that, which that is not what Star Trek is about. It is what the Federation is about. But if you really sit and watch a Star Trek episode, or many of them back to back, like I did for literally like 4 or 5 hours every day, like you start noticing like the rank system doesn't matter that much. Like when somebody wants to say, when they want drama, like they just listen, most of the time they just talk to each other. They use the ranks. Oh, captain, I think blah, 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 blah. And they say normal things to each other. So, Janeway talks with, everyone on her crew, like she's a friend, and they're a little bit of a special situation, but even Picard, like, will go and just have conversations with, Beverly Crusher and things like that. It's only when like they're mad at each other and then they pull rank on each other, and it's supposed to be seen as like he pulled rank on like that. Oh, she has to do that now. Then it's like a drama moment because it like affects their relationship.
Yes.
So it's really interesting. So many of these systems focus on that rank structure and how people navigate that, when it's really just a tool that the writers used once in a while to create more drama. So I wanted a system that would replicate that piece, where it was about the relationships between the characters rather than, let's be a nice army going out and like fighting battles.
Absolutely. Something that also just I think even comes through in a lot of media like that is that the rank system, while it helps those systems function, also is the source of a lot of problems. So it's it really does need to be about the connection between the people. So you've got some very interesting sort of an interesting setup here. I was looking over the playbooks. I think it's very cool that you have them set up to sort of choose a sort of a background sort of set of things you're good at. That was really cool. Talk a little bit about the trust mechanic. How does that go?
So instead of gaining or losing hit points or something like that, you gain or lose trust. So there's like a little bar, and you go farther to one side if you're getting trust, and down if you get less trust. So basically, it's not like hit points where you're full and then you lose them. It's like a constantly moving place on like a number line. So you like have your point and you're moving up and down. And as you move up and down, you mark conditions, kind of similar to masks. So you've got, your curious, hopeful, enthusiastic, confidence, the good stuff on one side, and then the detrimental conditions are on the other side, like being afraid, selfish, angry, insecure, all those things. So everything when you're in a little tiny tin can in space is based on how much you trust each other. So any little thing could like really affect that. So as you do things with your crew, as you take actions, you gain and you lose that trust. And when you get down to zero trust, or as you get lower, you roll with disadvantages as you lose trust. But some playbooks also do really well. They're built to do well with little trust. Like if you're like the outsider or the civilian has a couple playbooks. So the civilian is can be built a couple different ways. That's what I put the backstory section or the backgrounds in there. So you can build a civilian who is like Rigel from Farscape, who is not very trustworthy. He's like he's royalty, or Quark from Deep Space Nine is another really great example of that. He's a businessman. He's definitely not in the rank structure. He's there for another reason. He's there to make money, and he's really great at talking to people. But there's also like Inara from Firefly is also kind of that civilian type character. She is definitely trustworthy because she has a very different background than Rigel or Quark does. So you can have the same archetype. And if you look at all these shows together, they all have these same archetypes.
Yeah.
Like 100%, like watching them back to back in the pandemic, I was like, oh, it's very clear what playbooks I need. So you've got like the civilian, who's like what I was saying a moment ago. You've got the gifted, who has like some sort of special abilities. So like that's like Lita on Babylon 5, or like River from Firefly. And they're always just a little bit different. And then we all know like Deanna Troi and stuff in Star Trek, and they're just like a little different, and it just makes it a little different. We've got like the Greenhorn, who's like new on the ship and the fish out of water type character. And that can be like John from Farscape, John Crichton. When he first arrives on the ship, is definitely like, he's like, there's aliens, what? And all these things, and like Ensign Kim and all these, and Simon on Firefly. But I'm a doctor, I don't know about spacey things. The hot shot, like obviously, like everyone's got that. There's definitely like the Kirk, the Riker, all those things. One of my favorite playbooks is, and it's always one of the most popular, like every single playtest I've done, is The Unfamiliar, which is kind of like the Data or Odo, like Kosh in Babylon 5. Like it's like the person who's not human, who's trying to learn to be human. So, Seven of Nine is a good example of that often too. Yeah. So that's a great playbook too. So there's a bunch of them. I don't have to go through all of them, but when you watch all these types of shows all together, you start very clearly seeing the archetypes of these stories. And even though there's slightly different flavors on them, which is the purpose of that, the backgrounds choices, like that really flavors it differently. Also, one of the neat things about the system is I added in skills, which are not usually part of Powered by the Apocalypse. So as you choose a background, you have a list of things you get to choose a couple skills off of, and those will give you +1 to any role if you're able to use one of your things that you're trained in doing. And I thought that was really important because you're in space. Like a lot of times it's not so much a stat system. There are stats like any PBTA game, but a lot of times in space, it's about what you know how to do and what you're able to do. So that's why there's that +1 modifier for things that you're trained in.
Yeah, and it's something else actually that I just want to call out about these playbooks. As I was looking at them, that I noticed is it seems that each one of these has a move that you can use once per campaign. And you don't see that too often. But that was very cool.
Yeah, like the stellar move. And that's like the epic thing where basically it's not even like a move. You basically take narrative control for a moment. It's just like totally out there, totally different. But it also is gains or loses you trust. So like the Unfamiliars move is I think it's called Not Like Them. And it's basically, it's like after you're this character like Data who's been trying to become human, you adopted a cat, you did all these things. And it's like in that moment to save everyone on the crew or whatever you're going to be doing, you give up. Like you're like, nope. And you go super weird. Like all the little, machine parts come out of you and plug into the computer. And like everyone sees, like your face peels back and like whatever it is, it has to be very dramatic. You get to just narrate it, you automatically succeed. There's not a chance, but it has to be pretty extreme, and each move specifies that. And then after you do it, everyone around is like, says they trust you more, they trust you less. So it affects your trust score moving forward. Because it's like, maybe like, I trust him more. He totally saved all our butts. And someone else is like, what even is that? Like, I can't handle that. Like the skin just peeled back. No, I trust him less. So it has like long-term ramifications in the campaign too.
And I think the other thing that I just want to call out here, because and I mean this is all brilliant. I love that how you're setting that up, because these things do need to have tangible costs, and in a setup like this, it's if it affects the role play going forward, that's exactly the kind of thing that you want. But the one thing the thing I also wanted to just call out, that the little thing I just wanted to call out that was that I thought was kind of cool, is that you can actually improve your chances to do something if you use technobabble.
Yes, I am so proud of a technobabble thing. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's a chart on there, and once per scene, if you use technobabble, you get to roll with advantage. So for Powered by the Apocalypse, usually you roll 2d6. So advantage, basically you roll 3d6 and you get to keep the highest two. So it gives you a much higher chance of success. But you have to like actually use it in game. You can't be like, I use technobabble now. You have to be like, no, the flux capacitor at the aft of the ship, if we tweak it horizontally and plug in this is why there's a chart, because I'm terrible at this, but there's actually a chart you can reference on the basic move sheet that like you pick one from each column and it sounds amazing. And it like really like I worked hard on that chart because I'm terrible at just technobabbling.
It's a good chart.
Yeah.
It's a good I have it here.
Okay, do it.
So it's like if I realign the dorsal array, it might cause a subspace distortion.
There you go.
So it's
even got little prompts at the top, so you say the little prompt and pick one of. Like it's like I used all my like teacher like scaffolding skills to like make a very good chart, because I'm so bad at it, just like off the cuff improving. So it really helps give that feel and that vibe of like, no, we're in an episode of Star Trek or whatever, Firefly or Farscape. And then it's really fun. One of the playbooks is the Explorer, and they're like the scientist who's in it to learn about things. One of their moves is they're allowed to use it twice. If they choose this one of their playbook moves, they can use technobabble twice a scene, but only if they're a jerk about it. Like they actually don't say the technobabble, they start to, and they're like, okay, but never mind, you wouldn't understand, just let me do it. So they have to do that, and they burn trust because they're a jerk to one of their crewmates, but then they get to use it again, so they have a higher chance.
Oh, that's so good.
It just adds in that like McCoy vibe, or that out of my way, I can do it, I'm a doctor. Like, that cranky know-it-all. So
I ever want to play in sci-fi games like that.
Exactly.
Maybe that's not entirely true, but it feels true. Awesome. Well, if folks want to find this, I know that as of this recording, it's still being worked on, but I'm sure in the fullness of time, it'll be out because it needs to be out. Where should folks go if they want to look for more information about this?
They can go to goldenlassogames.com. You can get the beta right now. It's pay what you will or free download. I just please ask, like, if you play it or look at it, please send in feedback. There's a little link to like a forum. You can just fill out the forum. It's also in my itch.io store, but the link's through goldenlassogames.com too, so you can find the link there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. We are going to head off now. I'm going to throw things back to myself, my future self, who is
doing awesome things.
Yes, who is hopefully doing awesome things.
Totally.
Hopefully not plotting against me even as we speak, but we'll find out. Have to watch that fella. All right.
Suspicious.
Yeah. But, thanks so much for joining us.
Yep.
Take care, folks. We will see you all of a sudden. All right, folks, we are back, and we are at the finale sequence. The rules are a tiny bit different for the finale sequence, but they're very similar. So, in ending the story, when all the crimes have been declared and resolved, the game enters its final phase. At this point, you play out one last sequence called the finale. This sequence lets you tie up your loose ends and wrap up the story. The authority for the finale sequence is whichever player has the most dice in their die pool, usually, but in this case we've got a three-way tie for that, so it's just the next person in line, so that's going to be Alyssa. The investigator proposes a finale sequence that the authority cannot block, although it can be appealed. The finale sequence uses the same rules as an investigation sequence with two modifications. One, each violence die that matches the bid will count as 2 points of violence instead of 1 in the finale sequence. And then you may also divide the violence between characters like you can in a violence sequence. That's if we have a conflict. We'll see. Once the finale sequence is ended, the game is over. So here we are. We are trying to find out. And also remember, as Casa, you are down. By the way, just in case it comes up, your primary die is down to a D8. Remember, because you lost You lost the last conflict in the final round. So, Mikasa, you get to propose a scene for Alyssa, and we can't block it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the problem I had with figuring out what scene is like now Bliss has been caught. I'm not sure how she would get out of that, because she could obviously give the tapes, but then that kind of I guess like I don't know where to start the finale scene. Like, should it?
Well, we can also help.
Yes, please.
I have an idea.
Alyssa,
Oh.
yes, please.
I have an idea. Perhaps back when Bliss and Echo were listening to the tape, Bliss had
McCarthy,
record
it, right? I was thinking the same thing.
So that, and it was suggested perhaps we release this recording to the news or to the public. So that would be one way to shake everything up at the last minute.
Leverage.
True. Yeah. That's definitely an option in there. Also, I think Bull's men are kind of supposed to be on the way, but I don't know if they'll be able to help you, depending on where you decide to start this scene.
Like following on, I think it could be like the final confrontation. You've got Cassandra and Mercy. You've got Bull, possibly the Dimber Dember, and you've got your neutral, so to speak, detective caught in the midst of it all.
Oh, yeah.
With otherwise, his really, I suppose it's just what do you think Bliss is going to do from here?
I think I don't want to skip too much time, so I would kind of want the scene to start with like there would Cassandra find this to be like something that she would come out to deal with?
I mean, this is the tape. This is something that could potentially break her strong arm.
Everybody is after this tape.
This tape could I guess the platform of this tape could launch owner to a significant status amongst the people, and then use that platform for what they wish.
So,
because whoever has this tape, everyone's eyes are on you.
Yeah, I just don't know the setting. Like, should it be still in the beehive? Like maybe as they're leaving and Cassandra comes in. Is there?
Yeah, I guess is there a neutral ground, or is it going
like
one way
outside,
or the other?
Like in the dome, like in the middle, like as they're going somewhere, they get stopped by Bull's people, and then as they're stopped, Cassandra comes, and then everyone's just kind of having a standoff.
I guess the dome is also like, I guess the dome is the center point. This is your way into the world of, into the city, and also I guess out of the city as well. It's sort of like Grand Central Station standoff.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So as I'm being taken, Bull's people kind of intervene, and then Cassandra's people come and intervene, and then that's where it starts, I'd say. Any appeals? Any amendments?
I have an idea that we don't. I don't know if we want to use it or not, because I think it's going to depend on how the scene goes. But I figured out a way to introduce the Dimber Damber at the end if we want to. if we want to.
Should we put it in the private chat until?
And I can put it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't, but it's.
Shouldn't we play out the scene first before we?
Yeah, I think we should see how the scene is going before we decide whether we want to do that or not. But and while that's happening, I'll write in the chat real quick.
Yeah. So I'm in the back of their car or something, and I'm telling them like, you've made a big mistake. There's really nothing you can do, nowhere you can bring me that's gonna change any of this. You really should get it, and like trying to just talking out of my ass really. And then they get crashed into, or like a car comes up and pulls up in front of them, up in front of us, and just.
So the view is you stuck in between two corporals or two guards, and you're trying to plead for your innocence. The camera pans to the window right next to you. A car plummets into the side of the vehicle.
Been in a lot of crashes today.
You will spin out of control.
Yeah, just like kind of like bats him to the side, push him into something.
Oh, we're having action happen. Hang on. Are we having action happen? Alyssa, are you good with that?
It sounds that way.
I mean, I'm not driving. I'm not controlling the action. I'm just.
The action's unfolding around you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh. You're heading toward the center of the dome, and all of a sudden, vehicles seem to be honing in on your location from multiple directions. What do, Bliss?
Ooh.
A car has just attempted to take out the Marine escort. What do you do?
I have the tool, the special tool, and I'm free if they put bindings on me. I'm just nah. And I see what's going on. Look, I'm telling the drivers, look, you really want to stop. They really don't care about your life or talking. They want to get it, and I don't think your pay is high enough to care about this kind of stuff. Do you? I don't think I could jump out of the car. I jump out of the car.
Do you? Do you want it? You could try. They might
jump
try
out of
to
the car.
stop you. It depends how intimidated they are by the governor, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try and kick open the window. I'm guessing the door is locked, so I'm just gonna use the tool or something and just kind of break the window.
Are we in a conflict, or do you want to keep going, Alyssa?
I think.
Well, like the two in the back would have been knocked out from impact, right?
I think we can roll with it. So you bust your way out of the vehicle. Probably you see like some of Bull's guys getting out of the vehicle that was chasing. The driver or whoever was in the front is gonna kind of be trying to shake themselves out of a daze to try to come after you as well.
Are they close? Can I run to Bull's people?
Or are you in? Is she in like foot travel distance to the dome? Because are you trying to escape them, or are you like, are you going towards Bull's people, or are you trying to shake all of them?
That's true. I might as well just shake everyone. No,
Yeah, you're like.
I'm a soul lone wolf. Yeah, I'm just gonna dash out into wherever people aren't. If there's.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's looking at me though, so I don't know. Street chase. Yeah.
Street chase.
I feel like that's probably going to bring us into the conflict. Now she's trying to escape everybody, and everybody is trying to get her.
Okie doke. So, I'll go ahead. Let's see. First, we establish goals. So, Asa, what is your goal?
My goal is to find somewhere where it's to lose them, to make sure that I'm not followed, and to
Well, you can figure out what to do after that once you shake your tail.
Yeah, I mean, also I'm worried about Echo. I don't know where she is, so
I mean, I think by this point, you know, she can handle herself.
That's true. I don't think Bliss is like. I think Bliss still thinks that she's like, I don't know, someone.
Soft for a friend.
Got a hero complex, I think. So,
I think we've established that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's to shake them off is my goal.
Okay.
Okay.
And Alyssa, what's your goal?
I'm going to try to catch her.
Gotcha. All right. Simple enough. Okay, I'll go ahead and I will roll the violence die. It is landed on a 3, and we go back in. We've got our form dice setting up. Remember, Casa is rolling with a D8. Alyssa is rolling with a D10 as your primary form die, and I will ask Casa, are you aiming for violence?
No, I'm just trying to slip out.
Okay. Alyssa, are you aiming for violence?
Yes.
All right. Grab that. You can grab the 3, the die that's got a 3 on it, and move it into the violence box. There we go. All right. So, it is time for both players to roll. No one has advantage, but we got one person rolling with a D8, the other rolling with a D10.
Come on, 8.
I am not rolling my violence die because it's in the box.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, Alyssa has a 4 and a 1. Casa has a 5 and a 4. I think
4.
Yes, and so that means that Casa is the one challenging this first round. So, Casa, what is your challenge?
My challenge is I'm trying.
Yeah. What's Bliss doing next?
Oh, right. I don't even know where she wants to go. She's gonna try and hide. Oh, I don't think I want to hide. Yeah, okay. She's gonna try and go back to where Billy and all the kids were. Just try to blend in the the riffraff.
All right, sounds cool. So you're heading that way. So Alyssa, you get to pick your dice up, and you're trying to beat a 5.
Okay.
And you get to roll. Okay. You got a 5 and a 1. Whereas Casa still holds a 5 and a 4. So she still just barely beats you. And gets the advantage. So what is your answer that surrenders the advantage?
So I think what happens is as Bliss is running and trying to lose her pursuers in the crowd, the governor's people and the Dimberdamber's people are going to get in each other's way.
Nice. Okay, excellent. So we now go into the second round. Let me just check something here real quick. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay, yeah, good. Second round. So both of you once again pick your dice up and you roll again. Alyssa is not rolling violence because she's aiming for it.
Does my dice doesn't go down yet, does it?
No, not yet. Not till the till the third round.
Okay, gotcha.
Until the end of the third round. So
Gotcha.
we won't be worrying about it for this conflict. And we have no pushing anymore, so.
Okay, I got some 3s.
You got a couple of 3s. You got a 3 and a 3. Casa has an 8 and a 1. As having the advantage dice. So that means, well, quite possibly you're going to get to roll one more time. But Casa, what is your challenge this round? What is the next little bit that happens that's starting to happen?
I think as Bliss is running, the thoughts are going through her head. She's figuring out, what can I do with this? And now that everyone's kind of battling each other, I feel like she's gonna go back. If the governor has shown herself, or no, actually, I think I'm a bit stuck. Anyone has any ideas?
Well, maybe you're.
Go.
Well, yeah, maybe you're going to more succeed. You're trying to. Your goal is to get away. But if you want to get to a better vantage point where you can see everybody, maybe that's closer to the that tower that the children took you to. It's like maybe you're like in one of the connecting buildings, or you're trying to get into one of the connecting buildings and look out to be able to see everyone and sort of figure out where you're going to go from here. And Alyssa, you get to pick your dice back up and roll again to see if you're still in this or not.
Ooh. She's in this.
Okay, let's see. Form die, that's a 7 and a 2. And once again, that is versus the 8. So you're still in it. Because that doesn't win outright anymore.
Yeah.
But Casa retains the advantage. Also, I'll come to that in a minute. You're going to get a banked advantage die also, Casa, because you're rolling you rolled a D8 against. You're rolling a D8 against a D10. And you're making it to round 3. I recommend you use it immediately, but because you're not going to have it anymore in a moment. But Alyssa, what is your answer? As once again, you're still in it. The conflict's still going on, but you do not get the advantage.
Okay. So I think as the fight breaks out between the two sides, somebody is gonna break away and like get eyes on Bliss and try to follow her.
Okay. Is it someone important? Is it like a random marine, or is it like the inspector that we just created, or is it like one of the major players? Who do we think?
Good question. Anybody have a suggestion?
I think it should be Mercy.
Ooh, the judge advocate.
She's gotta come in.
If the judge advocate's on the scene, possibly that could work.
Okay.
We can have anyone here we want.
All right. So the judge advocate arrives and leaves the underlings to sort things out amongst herself while she takes care of the real problem.
Yeah. And that also makes sense, given that that if she's just arriving on the scene from another direction, maybe can like spot. Okay, wait, you're up there, aren't you? Okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So round 3. So the way this is going to work again, Casa, you'll be rolling with probably 2 advantage dice, assuming you want to cash that in immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's again. Alyssa is rolling. Rolling without the violence die. Ooh.
Violence.
Violence. Okay. So we've got a. Let's see. Oh my God. Advantage dice
Really high.
stack up. Casa has a 14. And
I got 7.
you got a 7. That's half of the it doesn't really matter this round. Third round. So again, Bliss definitely has the has the high ground here, as it were. So once again, you get to do the challenge for the last round.
Yeah,
What's your last round challenge?
As I look back and I see Mercy chasing me. I'm gonna throw some stuff in her way and then kind of just duck into somewhere. Yeah, duck behind a corner or behind people.
You never know. Okay, so Alyssa, would you like to roll your dice one last time, just so we can see?
I would,
What?
just for fun.
Just for fun. Okay, that's a 4. That's considerably lower. A 4 and a 1, so that's a 4 versus a 14. So as things are winding down here, Alyssa, what is your final answer for this conflict?
I think as Bliss knocks over the stuff in the way, and Mercy attempts to get over the obstacle and continue the pursuit, perhaps that is when the Dimber Damber shows up to take on the judge advocate.
Ooh. So
I was thinking something like maybe just like, I don't know why I really like Billy. He was just gonna come in and try to stalk her. I guess all the kids kind of come and run at her and be like,
that is an excellent thing. That's an excellent obstacle because Judge Advocate Mercy has a thing about not hurting innocent people.
Oh yes, that's true. So, like maybe the kids are down there. Well, they're only like what, 3 or 4 of them.
She's trying to like take aim at you, and then the kids get in the way. She's like, I can't get a shot.
Yeah. All right. So let's just once again let's resolve the violence, real quick, just to make sure. Casa is the one who won, has 6s. And none of the dice are 6s. None of the ending violence dice are 6s, so no violence. But the way this goes is that technically the scene goes on as can go on because of it's the finale, and multiple conflicts can happen. But I suspect we're going to start unwinding thing. We're going to unwind here now as we're transitioning over. So Alyssa, you're still technically the authority for this, but Casa gets to kind of say how the conflict ends. If you want to add anything to what just happened. And
I'm getting out of the way of Mercy, and like I'll look back and I kind of just wave a little, and then maybe flash the tape and then run. Run away.
Oh my god.
Yes,
So,
float.
I would recommend a quick coda here so that we can see the resolution of the third crime. Remember, you've got all this data that you had downloaded and had not sorted out yet. That you can.
Well, hasn't McCarthy been doing that?
McCarthy's probably been working on it. And we can have whoever we want at the end of this because everyone's been there. If we want, we can have the Dimber Damber on the scene. Although, no, that's right. It was children instead that came up. But we can have the Dimber Damber on the scene if we want to use it as a resolution. What do you say? How do we think the final part of this thing is going to end? And I leave this up. I pose this question to mainly to Casa and Alyssa, but anyone else who wants to throw something in?
Guys, this needs to be a Mexican standoff.
That's true. Between who? Me?
It's I mean, so you're thinking about the groups here right now. So it's you, weird culty people that were in the archive.
Yes, the people in the strange clothing that went into the went into the area. Under
Cassandra, and maybe she's a part of that weird culty. Who knows? And probably. There's also the Dimber Dem and Bull himself would, probably wants his tape. And then Echo, I'm sure, pulls up. And I don't know, Artie and some kind of space legs. Slightly, who knows? These are the parties that want this tape. Our final resolution to bring these people together. And I guess it's up to Bliss to either choose whether to bury this tape or to rain some truth on Nuka instead of toxicity.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine where, so everyone's just kind of on the street now, in the middle of the dome or in the middle of the tunnels.
Yeah. Alyssa, do you have any thoughts about how you'd frame this final thing?
I think you see Mercy, she basically puts up her weapon and lets you go and probably turns back to go and deal with the mess in the dome. So really Bliss is free to deal with the tape however she wants.
I don't think we need to resolve this. I think leaving it to the point where everyone knows Bliss has the tape is a good way to end it. So Bliss has the control and can do whatever she wants with it. And whatever happens. But the audience doesn't need to know. It just needs to know the tape is got. Right? So we could just leave it at that. We don't need to wrap up.
You've got all the information that you could use against everyone. You've got the status. You can then use it to fulfill all your promises to everybody. Get the kids.
So the ending shot, I guess, of Bliss would be it's raining. Oh no, it's not raining, but it
can.
gloomy.
Really outside the dome.
Oh, maybe it's the overcast of the dome ahead of you. You're standing there, tape in hand, looking up.
Dark. Yeah,
you see the toxic rain fall down on the dome.
I think that's a perfect place to finish. Wrap up.
Yeah. And I think like the audience would think like, oh, is she gonna keep it? Is she gonna thing? And yeah.
You could even destroy it at this point.
It seems like the perfect moment for a short detective reflective anecdote. This is
Yeah, I'm looking at the tape and I'm just thinking, man, I shouldn't have come back.
Do we see her doing anything further action, or is it just basically just kind of left on the question of like,
yeah,
is she heading off planet? Is she staying here? What do you think?
I think at the end, maybe in an epilogue, she'll reconnect with Artie because he's got the kid, and then also like they'll talk about it, but for now she's staying. No, once they settle everything, she's not gonna stay on planet. She's gonna bring the kids and she's gonna get off planet at the end, and then kind of leave Nuko in a bad dream and memory.
This is like a flashback voiceover moment. So the scenes, of Complex being reunited with her child.
Yeah.
This rabbles of factions fighting each other. Outbreak, teams forming sides.
Yeah. And basically, at any point, Bliss can threaten to that she'd release the information at any point. So, just basically there. All right, I think we're good. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Well, folks.
Actually, just a tiny little thing. I mean, I just thought since the tape is kind of obsolete because I have the recording.
Yeah.
Can I just, instead of flashing it to Mercy, I'll just throw it at her?
Oh, you're gonna
just toss it up.
You're gonna give it to Mercy.
Whistle at everyone and just toss it right into the sky as you run. Your maybe like your space trench coat flutters behind you.
All right. Okay. Are we there?
Ooh.
We are there. All right, folks. Thank you very much for playing Void's End. I very much appreciate your taking the time to do this, to hang out and try this Frankenstein game. It was very cool getting to see the results, and we got to do space noir, and I'm very pleased by that. Awesome. So I think we're going to go ahead and go around and do our outros at this point, as it is very late for the folks here in the UK. So feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any final thoughts you have about this game. And once again, as always, we shall begin with our investigator, Casa.
Hello. I'm Casa Wilding _ on Twitter, and you can look at my podcast. I just uploaded a new episode and some games on itch. But this game, it took me places I didn't think I could go to, and I probably didn't get there quite too well. But I tried. This was like my first time doing something so in-depth. But boy, I'm never gonna forget this. Honestly, I think I'll probably have dreams about it, as I have been in the past weeks, just thinking about like toxicity and lungs. Yeah, so my dreams are quite weird, but yeah, I really loved it, and I hope I can play with all of you guys again because it was just fun. And my apologies that I'm not that. I don't know. I don't think I did very well in narrating, but I got really into it, and I just, yeah, it was a lot harder than I thought, but really fun.
Asa, you were great. And it has been
Yeah,
wonderful
you
having
were awesome. You're a fantastic detective.
Now let's get over to Darcy.
Hey guys, this is a bittersweet end. It has been such a fun ride, playing this Franken game. Tabletop. It's I mean, I've always had a great time with your hosting, Jim. You're always a really great games master to play for. So thank you again for giving us the honor of playing this game, because it's honestly been so fun. These past couple of weeks have been like really creatively inspirational, and it's been so fun playing with all these guys. Alyssa, Castle, Lloyd as well. It's been so fun playing with you guys. And I am, I guess, hopefully not the last time, but signing out. It's me, Darcy, OG Hijabi Bobby on Instagram for cosplay and writing content and D&D stuff. And love you all guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Darcy, thank you so much for coming and playing with us. I love how you just jump into things and can instantly just create areas and characters and people and things, and it is wonderful. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
And now we will go over to Lloyd.
Hey everyone, I had a really great time as always. Thank you so much for inviting me back to the Other Dog channel. It's been great meeting all of you. I am a little tired, as I usually am around midnight, so I won't take up too much of your time. I look forward to the next time we game together.
Me too so much. I'm so glad we managed to actually get you on this one. It had been too long since we played together. I love getting to play games with you, and so it is awesome. Anytime I get to be, honestly, anytime that we get to be in each other's presence is a wonderful gift. So I very much appreciate it.
Truly.
Thank you so much for being here. And finally, over to Alyssa.
Hey, my name is Alyssa. I have been your friendly virtual spinner of yarns and teller of tall tales. You can find me on the internet at Shawl Tales. And I guess I will be plotting for the next couple of months, so stay tuned for announcements on what comes next.
Yes.
Oh yes. Are we getting a
What would you like to hear Echo's song that she writes about everything that happened?
I mean, that's the ending, right?
We could if
as the end credits scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay. City lights play tricks on travelers' eyes. Her sweet waters tell you lies. Here beneath the poison sky is where you're gonna meet your demise. Once your star was on the rise, now you plunge toward the ocean floor. As above, not so below. If you don't like it, you can go. If ignorance is bliss, you best enjoy it while it lasts. She'll leave you breathless with a kiss, then leave you in the grass. As above, not so below. If you don't like it, you can go touch grass.
That was so great. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. That is the end credit song.
There is no way in hell I can top that. With anything I can say.
Good.
Not that it's required to. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the gift that you give us by being with us. I appreciate you being here and showing up time after time for all of these crazy things that I do. I very much appreciate it. You are a wonder. So thank you all very much for watching. This has been so great. I had this thought. I saw these ways that I thought these systems might work together for this game, and I really thought that I love hacking games. I love turning them into things when I see the connections, and to actually have an opportunity to do it, an opportunity to do it on a stream, is wonderful. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate just the support that I have gotten on this, and this is a thing I need to do more with at some point in the future. I think we'll see how things go. But as for me, I don't know who I am. But if you want to know who if you want to know once again the games one final time, the games that were used for this: Dirty Secrets, which is a modern noir game by Seth Ben-Ezra; Durance, a dark sci-fi game by Jason Morningstar; and finally, In a Wicked Age, a sword and sorcery game by Vincent Baker. Please go check out all of those games. When you see them in context, they're actually quite good. They're really good. Please go check those out. In the meantime, I am Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Here on this channel on Saturday nights, we play Invisible Sun: The Edge of Paradox, the campaign that I've been running for a bit. It's a surreal fantasy game, modern fantasy game, that goes pretty much everywhere. And that's all we've got happening on the channel right now. But in the near future, there is more coming. Some has been hinted at already, and some, well, let's just say, I've got a scenario sort of in the back of my head I want to tinker with at some point in the future, within the next few months, perhaps. But we'll see how that goes. Let's just say multiple eras of history shall be involved, if I can manage to put that together. Also, I have been talking to a few folks, and we might have a couple of other games coming up on the channel at some point soon, depending on scheduling, depending on how we do things, depending on not burning the candle at both ends and the middle. There may be a horror game coming. There may be a science fantasy game coming. We will see. But in the meantime, folks, we're going to go ahead and, as we finish, we are going to send a raid over to somebody that I have yet to identify. Who shall it be? Who shall it be? I think that, let's see, who's doing stuff right now? Several people. Lantern Noir, Durance, Dread Void Witch. Fandom's doing stuff, Fun and Games, Table Story. Probably one of those folks, which I will look at after we go to the end card. In the meantime, folks, I thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you all of a sudden. Farewell.